The 50s and 60s were good years to celebrate in Port Clinton, Ohio. Prosperous years for the little town on the edge of Lake Erie. Port Clinton's population, 6,000 or so. The local auto parts factory alone employed nearly 1,000. Even without much education, there were well-paid, blue-collar jobs to be had. In 1959, when Robert Putnam graduated from Port Clinton High School, valedictorian of his class. Was there a sense that you were living the American dream?
That was a golden age for the American middle class.
For Putnam, now a professor at Harvard, opportunity for all is the American dream, which he says is in trouble. I mean, look at this, rust and chains.
Yeah.
Port Clinton, his own hometown, he sees as proof. This is what's left of the auto parts factory. All those jobs gone.
This is a Rust Belt case. So in the Rust Belt, of course, the manufacturing disappeared and that undermined the social fabric and the opportunity for kids. But you can find the same thing all over the country, even places that don't have Rust Belt stories. You can't have the American dream if there's not a good, solid economic base for the middle class.
A glance at incomes tells the story. Since 1979, a 200% rise for the top 1%ers. The gap with everybody else widening, especially for middle-income households earning between $42,000 and $82,000. In his recent book, published by CBS-owned Simon & Schuster, Robert Putnam argues that this widening income gap has led to a widening and dangerous opportunity gap based on social class. Children's futures dictated by their parents' affluence and education.
It's not just the American economy that's pulled apart, leaving out the middle. It's the American society has pulled apart into rich families and poor families.
In the middle of Port Clinton, Adrian Hines smiles down from a billboard advertising her services as a bankruptcy lawyer.
When I see clients who have so very little, how do they even contemplate the American dream?
Her husband, Scott, is a judge who settles workmen's compensation disputes.
The scary part is we realize a few bad choices we could have been now.
Which has shaped their definition of the American dream.
I think it really comes down to security. And for us, I think that's what the American dream is knowing that you are eliminating the worry factor from your life.
They live well, but not lavishly on the outskirts of Port Clinton. Their 13-year-old twins, Zoe and Avery, take piano lessons.
So I do want to hear how track is going.
They have family dinners together.
Today wasn't as bad as yesterday, but it was still like, it's track, so.
When they talk, education is a common theme.
We've taken them to college campuses over spring break.
And they're 13.
Take them to the art museum. I mean, they've been to, Europe twice.
Do you feel that you're living the American dream?
I do. I do.
But according to a recent New York Times poll, the number of Americans who still believe in the American dream is slipping. It was 72% in early 2009, at the worst of the financial crisis. 64% this past December, in spite of the improved economy.
My mom wasn't around too much as when I was little, so I was mostly in my dad's custody, but he was always running around, so I was raised by my grandmother.
Chris Lawson, from a not-so-nice part of Port Clinton, Ohio, did not grow up living anybody's version of the American dream.
My dad was a little nuts. He's locked up right now.
Oh, he's in jail?
Oh, yeah, he's in prison.
His childhood was chaotic. Just graduating from high school, a slog.
I didn't have many friends in school because I was kind of outcast, you know.
During the summer months, he does landscape work, but would like a steadier job.
So here you go, fishy.
In his early 20s, Chris Lawson is not someone you'd expect to be a big believer in dreams. But he is.
And Goofy.
Or has been ever since his 3-year-old daughter Camille was born. He shares custody with Camille's mother.
Since I've had her, it's not about me anymore. None of this is, you know. I just got to make sure she's on the right path, and then I'm on the right path to getting her there.
Is she your American dream?
Oh, yeah, definitely. She's my angel.
You just look so happy.
I love her. She does. She makes me so happy.
The flip side of the news that faith in the American dream has slipped to 64% is that 64%, nearly 2/3 of Americans, still do believe in an idea that is often about much more than making money. For immigrants such as Hussein Tassawar, it can still be a beacon of hope.
Everybody, immigrant, have a dream when he come in America about freedom and nice living.
A banker in Pakistan, Tassawar left because it was dangerous for anyone who opposed the party in power. He walked to Afghanistan at night to escape.
They are my grandchildren.
His family now lives in New Jersey. He drives a taxi. Tassawar, all his children and grandchildren, are proud American citizens.
You think coming to America gave you the opportunity you were hoping for?
Yeah, if you are a hard worker, you can get everything here.
His youngest daughter, Saba, started college last week.
She will go to the university and she can get opportunity if she is intelligent.
You don't think of it on a day-to-day basis that, wow, my father struggled so much and now he's here. You can just use what you have. But when you think back, I think it's a very respectful and honorable thing.
And if you happen to run across Hussein Tassawar's taxi, take a look at the name of the company he works for. Yes, really,